gents, let's focus now on the USA against the Netherlands. See what's going on in those camps ahead of this big showdown in the last 16. Big news in the US camp, Andy Edwards, is that Christian Pulisic, he seemed determined to play. He's been speaking to the media. Loved his quote about, I haven't had my Landon Donovan moment yet. Hopefully that's in the future. Yeah. That was really, that could be one of those iconic interviews and quotes, I think, in the future from him. But he's fit. US has confirmed he's available to play against the Netherlands. Again, we don't know how much, but I think them coming out and saying that so clearly would suggest he's fit to start. So how big news is that, and how huge is that for the USA?
Yeah, at this tournament, it seems like it's everything. And the way that we've seen Christian Pulisic come alive at this tournament, and even just at, seemingly putting on the U.S. men's national team shirt again, like he looks like he's having fun. He looks like he likes to play soccer once again. And that's not been the case for certainly the first half of the season at Chelsea, large parts of last year and years before that as well. And so to have him in this moment where you have him for a month straight, that never ever happens for a national team camp. And so he gets into a rhythm of playing regularly every few days, putting in good performances. The system is kind of built around him a little bit. He's feeling confident. He's feeling happy. He's producing on the field. Like everything is lining up for Christian Pulisic to have that big Landon Donovan moment in a knockout round game. That's the big difference between where the program is now and where it was back in the day. You needed a big moment to get out of the group stage previously. Now we want a big moment in the knockout round to make a deep run. And I think he's the guy to deliver it.
Yeah, he delivered it against Iran. So fingers crossed he is fit to go the full 90 and can have a really big impact on this game. And his battle against Denzel Dumfries down that left flank for the US is going to be vital, I think, in deciding who wins this game. Nick, on the flip side, there's a lot of reports in the Netherlands about an illness bug sweeping through the team. Frankie de Jong apparently was one of the players impacted. Louis van Gaal obviously keeping tight-lipped about availability. It seems like the reports are out there, and then all of the Dutch players are actually training at least shown training. So there's maybe just a little bit of tactics, right? About some of these players are ill, some players might be missing. Louis van Gaal and his staff, they wouldn't do that, would they?
No, of course not. He is so ornery, and peak Louis van Gaal this tournament as well. Came out today also saying that the coverage on his team was way too negative, and it was just like that in 2014. And look at them. They went to the finals. Oh, I love it. I love him playing that card. And look, I think that this team is an absolute wild card. We've said there are a lot of them in this tournament, but the fact that I'm so confident that the U.S. has a strong chance to win is probably, in some sense of the word, the reason why the Dutch will win. Because if it seems like when we expect they're going to be great, they find a way to disappoint. When we expect they're going to do nothing, they show up and get the job done. So I am so I'm invested in LVG. I think I've always kind of liked him. The falling over on the Man United touchline, and him being ornery and older is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. You never know quite what he's going to say. But what he did say about the US, by the way, he was very complimentary about the job Greg Berhalter has done. And just to read some quotes, he said, the US has an excellent team. I'd say one of the best teams. They're fine-tuned. It's going to be a very tough match. But he did say it's nothing they can't overcome the Dutch. If they're at their best as well, then he'd fancy them to go through. But and he just, that word team is the big thing about the US here, right? They're a collective, they're a unit. Louis van Gaal's always loved that over individuals. So, I guess it's good to get that recognition from a legendary figure in the game. But again, maybe he's just kind of buttering the US up a little bit. He's probably going to say that ahead of the game, and let's see what he's saying afterwards.
Yeah, but that's probably true of a lot of teams in the last 16 of the World Cup, that you've got a solid team. And it's true. Like, you can look at, put the results aside, put even like the performances aside, look at the way these guys enjoy one another, the way that they play, not just together, they play for one another as well. They play hard, and they are fully committed in that way that we've always known, and we've always kind of expected from American soccer players. And so they will be an incredibly tough challenge for this Dutch team. And I think he knows that. I think this is, we're going to look back, fingers crossed, and this is going to be the tournament where I think a lot of people, and I don't care about this, by the way, like people that get caught up on this, I think need something like a lot better to do with their time. But this, I think, is going to be the tournament that in a lot of people's minds changes perception of American soccer, of the U.S. men's national team, and what it is on the international stage, to something that when you see USA on the fixture list coming up or across from you on the field, it means something different than it has and than it used to.
My quick point on that, I think that's actually already happened. I think the last 2 years of players playing regularly in the Premier League, Champions League, at least from being over here in England and just speaking to people, I think the old kind of, lazy criticisms and lazy points about American soccer, I think that's largely coming towards, and it's almost cool and, happening now that a lot of these US players are coming through and so talented. But Nick, how are you feeling ahead of this big game? How are the nerves going, and what's your overall emotion quickly heading into this one?
Yeah, I feel really good about the game. I feel really good that we're not going to see a team blown out. I feel really good that the U.S. has a chance to win. I actually, if you forced me to tell you kind of like what we were saying about Morocco and Spain, I actually think this is the most likeliest upset of the round of 16. That is genuinely my thought, with Christian Pulisic healthy enough to say that he's going to start and play, and he will be potentially the difference maker. One very, very quick thought on the Landon Donovan moment. Let's not forget, I am offended on behalf of Landon Donovan, who scored the second goal against Mexico in the quarterfinal, or in the round of 16, and then the next game was arguably as good as anyone other than Michael Ballack in the 1-0 loss to Germany. Landon Donovan has had several moments in a U.S. shirt.
Yeah, hopefully Christian Pulisic has several more as well, like he's hoping to do. Andy, we're going to finish the show with you. Team talk, Greg Berhalter. You are Greg Berhalter ahead of this game. What is the final kind of thing that you would say to this young U.S. team heading out to play the Netherlands?
I don't know. Keep doing what you're doing. Like the way that they have played through those 3 games, even when the result wasn't exactly as they wanted, the process, the performance was there. They have clearly bought into everything that Greg Berhalter has been saying. Maybe Gio Reyna aside, and maybe we see a moment for him. I would look at Gio in the corner and say, Gio, today, and just give him a wink and calm the nerves, put everybody at ease, and then Gio comes on and scores the winner.
Wow, that would be something. All right, big prediction. So Andy's calling it. US win against the Netherlands, Reyna to get the winner. We'd all take that now, wouldn't we, gents? And keep this great run going for the Americans in the World Cup.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.